Hey. What it do, man. This is your boy, Azakar, man, bringing you flame. You already know, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe, hit that notification bell. You be left in the loop, homie, every time your boy drop that work. Do you feel me? Good morning, people. Buenos dias. Shout out to the black YouTube out there, Big Brother Ticket TV, Carcino, Kwame Brown, the league attorney, J.R. Wisdom, Mr. Palmer, Too Raw for Sports, Too Raw for TV, Kicking with Mr. Miles, LC Predator Catcher, J.D. Black, Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Umar Johnson. Your brothers be bringing flame, homie, on the YouTube streets, man. Shout out to Basketball Pro, man, Dreamer Pro. I forgot my other brother. Let me see where my brother's at on the YouTube, man. Cause they bring flame. I gotta give props to them. They bring flame all the time, homie. All the time. Do. But yeah, man. I came across this article. And I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention to the NBA back in the day, hardly. Far as like free agency, it's not a big media thing like it is now, especially with social media. You could be on the fly with information. Too Raw, like I said, Too Raw for Sports, Nick Fan TV. Man, what we at? It's just so many basketball facts. Uncommon sense. I mean, there's so many YouTubers out there, man, bringing flame on the NBA tip. But check this out right here. I didn't know this. I did not know this. I guess when Tim Duncan was a free agent, 2000, he had a chance to sign with the Orlando Magic. Could you imagine that? Grant Hill, T-Mac, and Tim Duncan. Oh man, that was crazy. That'd be crazy. Could you imagine that? And you know, with the injuries, that T-Mac wouldn't have to go 100% all the time, and they wouldn't have traded him. Oh man, could you just imagine that? Oh God, ooh. But something kept Tim Duncan from going to Orlando. Could you imagine what that may be? The Orlando Magic heavily pursued Tim Duncan during the 2000 free agency, and it appeared that the big fundamental was sold on going to the Magic Kingdom. At the last minute, however, Duncan decided he would stand with the San Antonio Spurs. Now, I wonder what made him make that drastic or executive decision. That turn of events has haunted the Magic for decades. Yes, it has. Let's go Knicks. 2018, former Magic star and Grant Hill admitted that then Orlando Magic head coach, always giving up leads, but he blew this one too. Ooh. Head coach Doc Rivers blew the Duncan signing when he said spouses were not allowed to travel on the team plane. 2 years later, Rivers cleared the matter during the interview with Ernie Johnson on NBA TV Together, saying that Duncan was ready to sign with Orlando, but they made the mistake of allowing him to go back to San Antonio to say his goodbyes to Greg Popovich. As Rivers claims, the story is not told correctly. As a matter of fact, what I remember the most about that was Tim Duncan came to me and said, "I'm pretty sure I'm coming to the Magic. I just need to go back to San Antonio because I love Papa and I want to have my last meeting with Pop." Then Rivers recalled taking it with John Calipari, talking to John Calipari after the Duncan meeting. When Doc told Cal what happened, Calipari told Rivers that he made a massive mistake by giving the Spurs one last chance to convince Tim Duncan to stay. Duncan changed his mind after the last meeting with Spurs, and with the possibility of losing Duncan to the Magic, The Spurs center David Robinson cut short his summertime retreat in Hawaii to join Popovich at the last meeting with Duncan. Wow, man, he cut his vacation. In the meeting, Robinson reportedly pleaded with Duncan to stay, telling him they can still win together in San Antonio while he had a few years left behind. His back gave out. Wow. Of course, Duncan stayed, and that changed the history for the Spurs. But it sure did mess up the Magic, didn't it? The Magic, on the other side, acquired Tracy McGrady and Hill Hill spent more time on the injury list than on the court. When Hill was finally healthy, McGrady had grown tired of carrying the team for years and was traded to the Houston Rockets. Duncan never gave his side of the story, though. But Hill stood by his version. During their appearance on the All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, Hill recounted, I remember like it was yesterday. We went to dinner and Tim Gerford asked Doc, matter of fact, we better go ahead and cook and play this, boy, because, man, you don't mess this up. You don't mess this up. You don't mess this up at all. But they did.
I was to say, I made my visit with Tim Duncan.
Okay.
And I was at the dinner when someone in Tim's entourage, I'll just leave it that way, asked Doc, can significant others travel on the plane? And Doc said no. And you could it was just like the energy at the table. And afterwards, my wife was like, we were dating with my wife. Yeah, we were married then. My wife said, he should have just lied. He should have said yes.
Of course. First of all, he should have said yes and meant it.
One more time.
I was to say, I made my visit with Tim Duncan.
Okay.
And I was at the dinner when someone in Tim's entourage, I'll just leave it that way, asked Doc, can significant others travel on the plane? And Doc said no. And you could it was just like the energy at the table. And afterwards, my wife was like, we were dating with my wife. Yeah, we were married then. My wife said, he should have just lied. He should have said yes.
Of course. First of all, he should have said yes and meant it.
Boy, that gotta hurt the Orlando Magic. Boy, they ain't been right since. And just imagine if Tim Duncan would have stayed and been successful like he was in San Antonio, he probably could have been behind. We know Dwight Howard. You think Dwight Howard would have been there probably? You know, tell him, man. They would have put Tim around some contenders. Tim Duncan special like Kobe Bryant, man. I mean, it is what it is, boy. It is what it is. But this is your boy Moose, man. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace. Bye, like, people.